This is a General Electric 6000 BTU window air conditioner unit. In this video, I'll unbox it and give it a review. There is a little bit of assembly required. You have these little fins here, and that's basically what seals it up against the window. These are really easy to install. These are really easy when you do it in the right order. There's a little plastic tab right here, and that slides into these little brackets. So basically, you just slide that in, it goes down, 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 and then that's hooked in place. You'll take this C-shaped piece of plastic, making sure the smaller piece is on the bottom because that's going to slide through a little channel. And we'll slide this over the plastic and then slide it right in to that piece of plastic. And once you get all the way to the end, you just push and that snaps in place and then that's secured. This screws on top of the air conditioner unit and it gives you a little bit more rigidity whenever you're putting this on the window and you might not have a brace underneath it. This is going to screw in and it also acts as a channel to hold this better in place. Screw it in. One thing to note is that these plastic pieces actually have left-right engraved on them, so you can just look at this one and say, oh, this is the R, so this is the right, that means it goes on the right side. If you did snap this side on first without taking it off, it's still able to go in this way. You just kind of have to pull it out, slide it down these hooks. It still works, it's not quite as easy. And then you gotta pull it a little more, get it just enough to go back into that channel, and pull this one, and just barely has enough to actually fit into the two places where it needs to go. It is a lot easier to put it in this way though. And now we'll install it. We'll take out the old one. We'll get it centered in the window down. We made wooden spacers to keep these spaced out so that they won't close back in and keep the window sealed. Now with it plugged in and set up, we'll turn it on. Whenever you were loading this, if you tipped it on its side or you flipped it upside down, normally there's markings on the box that tell you which way is up. You have to let this sit for maybe an entire day just to make sure that everything is settled, and if you do tip it and you turn it on, you could damage the machine. Three different options here that you can change. You have your fan speed, which right now I have on auto. You have your mode, you have cool, fan, and eco, and then you have delay, which is just on or off. Your temperature change, which lets you move it up or down. What's nice about this, and what I just noticed, is that the compressor is really quiet. Normally whenever you turn your air conditioner on, you hear the compressor kick on, and normally that's kind of loud. But in this case, I didn't hear it kick on, and at first I was a little bit worried, but it's definitely blowing out cold air, which is great, and I really don't even hear the compressor. Using a thermometer, we're able to measure the air temperature, and it's reading 58.3, kind of varying a little bit. It's about 79 degrees outside, and normally you want the air-conditioned air to be about 20 degrees cooler than the air outside, and that's what that's reading right now. You have three different modes available right here. You have cool, which is just gonna keep cool air coming out at whatever fan speed you have it set at. You have fan, which is just going to turn the fan on. The air conditioning compressor isn't gonna be running, so it's just gonna be blowing the air that's outside in. So maybe in the morning when the air is cooler, you can turn on fan and it'll just blow the cool air in without running the air conditioner pump. Then you have eco, which is economy, and that's basically going to set to whatever temperature you have here. So if you want it to be 70 degrees in here, once it reaches 70 degrees, it'll shut off, and then once it goes above 70, it'll turn back on again. Delay is a pretty interesting feature that this has. Whenever it says delay off, whenever you click on the delay button, you can adjust the amount of hours it will take until the air conditioner turns off. If it's on the on, with the LED on the on lit up, whenever you click delay and move up and down, that adjusts the amount of hours it will take until the air conditioner turns on. Fan speed is probably the most simple out of this. You can adjust it from high, medium, low, and auto. So that's on auto, low, slows down a good bit, and then you can adjust it really whatever speed you want. Everything you can control on the front panel here, you can also control on the remote. If you're planning on using the remote, keep in mind there's this little plastic tab here, and if you forget to pull this out, it's not gonna work. It's just blocking the battery terminals. There are also magnets built into the back of this, which is pretty cool, so it can stick really anywhere that's a metal surface. This is probably one of the nicest filter designs I've seen. What it does is it slides in and out really easy without having you to pull the whole front of the air conditioner out. So that's a lot easier to change and clean. This is blowing some nice cold air and it's not too loud.